Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Endless Legend. I just want to issue a quick apology here in advance for the quality of my voice during this video, which may be a little unpredictable. Things might get a little weird. I'm a little under the weather, I think. I got a throat thing happening, so if I'm coughing a bit or more gravelly than usual, that's why. So let's talk about the situation here. I was advised by leader enemy boss, maintainer of the Endless Legend community patch, that as soon as we finish this, all the other players are going to get a victory warning that I have embarked upon the victory quest, and at that moment, they are all going to freak out, and I have to be ready for that. This is a thing that is new with the community patch. I think with this version of the community patch, or maybe the version right before, I'm not used to the AI responding strongly to the victory notifications, so that's part of the reason that I took the path that I took here. My plan was, we go to war with Purple, not because I think it's worth going to war with Purple, but because I want to get this done in the quickest and most effective way. Sorry, the quickest and least disruptive way is more, maybe more correct, that I could, and then just get on the victory quest and run the victory quest as fast as humanly possible, and then obviously win the game before having to engage in the forever war with Green that is on the horizon, right? That's going to happen if the game goes on long enough, and my plan is to not let the game go on long enough. Also, I'm just noticing, look at the size of some of these cities. His population. Look at how many boroughs that is. That is so many citizens in each of these cities. Yeah, fighting Green would be a miserable slog, no matter how we went about it. So that was my hope. However, I forgot that the AI now take the victory notifications much more seriously, and it may not be avoidable. War with Green may not be avoidable. It may be that they will declare on us as soon as we end this part of the faction quest. So, with that in mind, we got to make some changes here. We're going to finish topography still. I think this is the right thing to do if we're thinking about going for a science victory. If the victory quest turns out to be untenable, topography is absolutely a good research for us to take, but we probably don't want military. I mean, military science still has some value, but we gotta pick some stuff up here. So one thing I would really like to grab is hydrology, actually. I was thinking about this. The canal locks, having a city that has canal locks in it is probably a pretty good idea. Plus, that will give us some ability to call an audible on victory types and maybe look at the Temple of the Earth's Core. We could at least see if that's a possibility. But before we grab that, we probably want to grab the tech that allows us to make alliances. Pink will no longer view us as a victory threat if my victory would cause them to win the game, I think. So maybe we could get them to just come along on a fantastic ride with us here. So I don't know exactly how long it's going to take to get all that stuff done. When this finishes, we want to have a bank of influence that we can use to try to deal with Pink. And my hope here is that by the time Green understands what's going on and declares war on me, I will have enough units back home. You know, we're building monks all over the place. We'll have enough units back home to be able to fight off their attack. When they declare, we immediately burn all of this stuff, right? And then we probably try to burn Sharon too, and then we just try to be in position to defend against all of the boats. Also, over here, we have to make landfall immediately. That's crucial as soon as we hit end turn, because we know there's a fire ship out there. I would hate to lose this whole army to a single fire ship, but it's absolutely the sort of thing that can happen. Do I want to come up right next to their city? I probably don't. I probably want to come up over here and try to get a little bit of an idea of what's going on before putting myself in such a committed position. Okay, I think with that, no further stalling. We do have a ton of dust, so our dust situation is a little weird. They don't really know what to do with all of it. In theory, rushing buildings is good, but we don't really have that many buildings left that I care about. Like, we could rush... What are we building? And where? Our troops are often... Our troop building is often constrained by resources rather than dust. Although we do have enough... we do have enough titanium to put another guy in the queue right now. We do also want arts councils kind of everywhere. Yeah, I guess what we do here is we buy out a bunch of arts councils. We want to make sure we have one up everywhere, because the 10% science and influence is good. Alright, so let's start with the, let's sort the cities by science output. Alright, nope, that's not what I want. I'm just, like, clicking all of the wrong parts of the thing. Here, the queue. Purchase that there. Here. Here we have one already. We do want some amount of dust for the Climatology Guild. Okay, so I'm blocked on Glasssteel for the moment. Let's go ahead and rush you out, though. So I'd have to get to 30 titanium for that. This is some very expensive titanium. And it's not enough, right? We're going to get 6.5 at the beginning of the turn. So actually, this will be enough with that. I'm just gonna go ahead and buy this. And we'll just hold off on any more spending for a moment here. I do think it was worth doing these, though. Alright. We're going to mash the hell out of this button. Make sure that our army gets on shore. And then we want to attack Hime as quickly as possible here. We don't want any reinforcements showing up. Oh no, my extra action point! I will say that I think we made decent use of that. It's a shame the eclipse is over. Come on. Please let me do this so that I can stop clicking. And then let me select my army. There we go. Okay, we got there eventually. Now what is this? It is an offer of a truce in exchange for some mithrite. I'm sorry. Can't really do that right now. Alright. Hero levels. Let's spend our hero levels. Just a Murdap, I guess, is, yeah, continuing to level this up. The Queenslayer should finish Inspirational Leader. Our heroes our governing heroes are in pretty good places right now. Alright, that last point of Inspirational Leader is super good. Okay, let's talk about this nonsense. So, they're not going to lose the city here. This is a thing that I think is a little crummy about this thing where armies standing in a city tile defend against your attacks rather than the city garrison defending against it. These guys what happened here is these guys were in the garrison, right? They used the create new army action to move the units out of the garrison. And them doing that makes me unable to take the city this turn. I don't really think there's a lot of good reason for that to be the case. I don't think that makes a lot of sense. So we're, to combat that, we're going to not have these guys come in as reinforcements. We're going to fight short-handed so that the first Uzu wing can attack next turn. Am I? Because we could just do the whole... We could just go in as hard as possible and then take the city next turn. Do I need to be able to move away with these armies right now? Kind of. Yeah, I kind of need them to be able to move south. So let's see. Verkal is a little bit more vulnerable than Thaned, and if we attacked it from the right angle, Thane's garrison would not be able to participate in the battle. And do we still have open borders with Green? Did they close their borders on us? They did not. It's weird how Green has been the least treacherous player. Everybody else has done, like, stupid shenanigans, making me pay for open borders and then closing their borders and turning on me all the time. Green is playing in a very straightforward manner, which I actually really appreciate. Alright, Hospitality Den is available next turn. That's great for us. I definitely want to produce a geomic lab everywhere. There's a command for this, I think. Yes, if you shift-click a building, it puts it in the queue of all of your cities. Alright, everybody get those done, and we'll figure figure more stuff out next turn. I don't really want to think about build queues right this second. So, my Kisa wing was... Oh, you guys were in a lightning storm. Well, shoot. I didn't remember them being in a lightning storm, but I guess they were. So I'm just thinking here that, like, the Vine Snakes are definitely the most dangerous units in the enemy army. For us to be fighting all of them right now, like, do I actually want to bring in all of the units? I think the answer is no. I think we just do it like this, and then spend this army's action point on actually claiming the city. And that will probably work, but it's not guaranteed to work. There's a version of this, right, where after the battle ends, but before I can commit the second attack, a reinforcement army walks in range, and hopefully it won't happen. So they have Sweep Strike Back and Circular Attack. I want my highest initiative unit to be right here. Alright, here's how we're going to do this. So you have to attack this guy immediately. Just somebody has to attack that guy. That's really all that matters there. But this guy has to be attacked first so that his Sweep Strike Back doesn't hit any additional enemies. Oh, man, we can't fly over, really? Do I not? I just don't have enough speed? My plan was to have somebody fly behind this guy to distract him so that we could use more spaces to attack this dude. It looks like that's not in the cards. Alright, you definitely need to fight. Who are you? You can attack that guy and just keep him right in place. And then, yeah, like somebody else can we can make sure that this guy's not going anywhere. Yep, I guess that's the best we're gonna do. That does leave this guy free to attack. Okay, hold on. Some people can fly over. No, sorry, that's his movement I'm seeing. Listen, it's been a long weekend. And also I'm sick. Be nice to me. Alright, I think this is a reasonable set of first orders. Huh, the initiative order changed a little bit, or my brain is bad. It's probably my brain is bad. That happens a lot. Okay, one down. One down right away is good. That's a terrible target. That's a terrible space from which to attack that target. That's why I was trying to manage our movement very carefully so that that sort of thing did not happen. Okay, so you have to attack this guy. Oh, of course you're last. Shoot. Alright, well you have to attack that guy. You have to attack this guy. That sucks. Well, yeah, that's how it has to be. This guy's just going to get a free attack. Free Sweep Strike Back. We really need a unit to attack this guy from this space. But what I need is for the guy who's last in the initiative order not to already be over here. Although I guess it was always going to be the case that whoever's last in the initiative, or whoever's here is last in initiative, because he's not getting the morale boost, right? Alright, well, not a lot of trickery to employ here then. Just get some kills. Fortunately, a lot of them are going to be dead at the end of this turn, so should be the last turn we have to deal with a lot of this nonsense. Okay, who is high in the initiative order? You need to attack that. Where do you fall? You fall here. So all of the units before you need to be told to do things that are not moved to this space. You guys... I know you want to help, but let's just minimize the damage here. And then you... Yeah, you I guess can do that. So everybody who goes after the guy whose job it is to attack the Vine Snake can't actually reach the Vine Snake no matter what I do. Also, I'm pretty sure... Had I not given you different orders? Also, screw that guy acting like he can just have defense. Not get murdered by my guys. Okay. Well, I think probably we've got this settler under control. Okay, no, attack... That time attack... Oh, you know what? It's only a problem when they retreat. Right, them retreating prevents me from taking the city. Man, my brain is... I'm sick. Be nice to me. Is that... I'm gonna keep... I'm gonna keep relying on that one. Alright, let's go get Verkal. Or Thained, whichever turns out to be more convenient to access. Alright, so we are refusing this deal. Sorry, buddy. Nala al-Jazar is getting plus 15% life on all the units in my army. Hooray! Okay, it looks like you do not actually have... Oh, I see. He has a point of movement left that he can't spend, so he does appear to have movement. You were doing something. You were just searching ruins, I guess. That's a valuable thing. Feel free to keep doing that. Alright, so we're going to bank dust for a turn here. In case Pink wants a whole lot of dust. Ooh, 40 dust water. Unfortunately, not enough to pop a booster anymore. But I think there is some... Yeah, there is some dust water. Still only happy, even with all this stuff running. It's just tough. Okay, so you're good. I think we are good. So we have to hold Verkal for a turn. Rebel has some units just kind of in the ocean for some reason. Who knows why? Yeah, we should be able to get Verkal this turn, I think. Actually, we may not be fast enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, these guys can initiate the attack with all the backup, I suppose. Yeah, we're good. We're good. So we'll be able to probably be able to get Verkal this turn, and then that'll push us forward into the next step of our faction quest, which will probably make everybody really mad, and Pink needs to be on our side by the time that occurs. No food buildings, of course, in these cities, because Broken Lords do not food. They just don't believe in food. What are you going to do? Alright, let's see what exactly the cost of this alliance will be. We're definitely going to move everybody in, though. Green might close his borders on us at this point, because we're having a bunch of military units inside of his territory all the time, but now it wouldn't matter anymore. It is too late for him closing his borders to be a problem. Oh dear. I need to get over here and get on this. Okay. You need to not attack that city. Also, this army is illegally large. You pay a significant upkeep penalty when you have more units in an army than you're supposed to have in an army, and apparently he's fine with that. He's just walking around with that penalty on. I guess let's fight. Get this committed. And now we gotta go and talk to Pink. So, hey Pink, what about Friends Forever? How do you feel about Friends Forever? Okay, that looks like an overcomable amount of resistance. So they do not want any of our technologies, but what they probably do want is our resources. Okay, they would like a lot of adamantium. If we gave them all of our adamantium and all of our dust, a whole lot of wine, oh, they love grass silk. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, we can get there. It's going to be expensive as hell, but we can get there. Most of the wine. How much time is left on our wine booster? So we're running boosters for extremely long periods of time, remember? Because of the fact that we are, because of the fact that we have this thing over here. A lot of luxury boosters have been active when we activated our last set of luxury boosters. So yeah, you can see where, like, we're showing 12 turns remaining on the wine. 8 turns left on the Dust Orchid. So, like, this is... Hold on. This is a deal we can totally afford to make. And in terms of influence, it's actually pretty low. For the cost. We are... What am I using for weapons? I'm using both Adamantine and Palladian. We're not pulling huge amounts of the stuff in. There's some, but not a huge amount on the market. We'll figure it out. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Let's make the deal. Make the deal while he's willing to make it. Okay. Best friends forever. Alright, we'll deal with the construction queue in a second. I guess this is the moment. This is the moment to do the thing. So the big downside here for them is that they can't bring in enough of their units to actually win the battle. The big downside for us is their units are not going to come in fast enough for us to win the battle. So... trying to figure this out. I kind of want all of my units that go before the Vine Snake to have orders not to go any closer to the Vine Snake. Okay, you can do whatever, you can do whatever. And then everybody who goes after the Vine Snake to rush it. Well, you can really see a difference in unit quality between the the units that are from my main army and the units that are not. Just look at these guys' health compared to those guys. Alright, that's fine. That's a fine outcome there. I'm hoping we kill him here. Yes, good, good, good. And now we're much closer to their reinforcement position, so we can just strike them right there. Although, striking them in their reinforcement positions is going to prevent me... Like, I kind of want to let them bring their units in. And this guy only being able to be hit by one of my units is probably not going to actually die on his spot. In fact, he's guaranteed not to, because he has fortification. Yeah... This is not great. Alright, let's just try to burn through these guys real fast. Should have made sure more people were devoted to the Vine Snake. Like, this guy should have been on Vine Snake duty. I don't really care about their heroes. Because, yeah, that Vine Snake should be dead right now. As it is, he's going to get a good attack off. Or a good counterattack, rather. Okay, yeah, that's fine. We're going to get double striked, but there's no way to avoid it. Sorry, that's not true. I could, like, move units away strategically, but I don't know that the increased complexity is actually valuable. Okay, especially if he's just going to do 0 damage on the counterattack, because his attack is all screwed up. No, don't buff people, kill! I kind of wish that was a thing you could set. Your support units had a setting on them that was like, I prefer melee, or prefer attack, or prefer buffing. Because let's be honest, everybody would always prefer attacking. There's very few of these support buffs are worth giving up a well-equipped attack for. It's not none, and you're happy they have those support abilities when they can't get a reasonable attack off in battles like this one. But, you know, dealing damage to enemies is real good. It's a really good way to use a unit's turn. Okay, apparently this guy's the last guy. We did, in fact, get through all of them, even though they were not able to come in at optimal efficiency all the time. So this will move our faction quest forward, which will cause some shifting of the geopolitical landscape, it sounds like. Let's see how bad it is. Okay. The skies grow dark. The wind bites. We have our altars, our skyfins, and our people. Few but mighty. It will be enough. It must be enough. So I guess at the beginning of the next turn, we get the first step of the victory quest, which is when I expect people to freak out. So, how are we going to make good use of our new land? What is my play? It's pushed us down to happy. But that's mostly an ownership issue, I think. As our ownership climbs, so too will our approval level. You can see we're currently at minus 100 approval from ownership on this city. And actually, I think with all the boosters running, we have enough approval to just hold these cities. I don't know if strategically we can just hold these cities. And part of me wants to trade them to pink. Or maybe even like red. I don't really want to administer this land. I don't think this land is terribly valuable. But I certainly don't want green to have it. Alright, let's, real quick here. Let's flip through our cities, grab all of our monks, and figure out how to put them all together. Because if we're potentially going to get declared on by green at some point in the near future, we need to have our defense force in reasonable shape. Okay, so like meet up at Magomaj is probably the play. All roads lead to Magomaj, you know the famous saying. Guys, just go around them. You can just go around them though. Okay. We've made an alliance. We are in it to the end. Hopefully, very soon, that particular end. Like I said before, I think I've only done the victory quest like once or twice. So I don't actually know how long it is or what you have to do in it. Which is maybe a bad thing. Means I am unlikely to be prepared. Or, more honestly, that it is impossible that I will be prepared. But I guess that's why we have the backup plan running with the science. Still, nervous. Very nervous about that. So here's a question. Like, if green and pink go to war, how does that turn out? Militarily, green is pretty superior to pink, and also all of us combined. My guess is that even if I'd gone the other way, if I had declared war on green to take 3 cities from green, and I had managed to talk pink into war with green at the same time, so it's me and pink and purple against green, I think green wins that war. They're too massive now. And the AI is better at fighting, but that's true for both sides of the conflict, and like necrophages are super powerful. I think our plan has to be not to defeat the necrophages in a war, but to win the game while not losing a war to the necrophages. And that's our only realistic way out of the game. Win the game around them. So, I'm gonna have to build some more military units if that's the case. Also, probably one thing we should do with our money is use some of it to purchase another wartime hero. Alright, we have enough resources to get monks going in all of the cities that should be building monks. We do still have science buildings that need building, but also we have a lot of other problems here. It's only 4 turns till winter. Yeah, but once we get out of rebellion mode, the city will be producing quite a bit of food anyway. The 15% food on city is probably worthwhile. Actually, apprenticeship registry is pretty important. Alright, let's see how this goes. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't worried about what green is going to do once the victory notification comes up. Hydrology's in 2 turns, and then we are in the final era. We also have access to the Temple of the Earth's Core. We are not going to start building it at this moment, but if we were to try to build it, it currently would take 250 turns in this city. I mean, Attican's probably not the city, right? Honestly, Verkal has a lot of population. Only one village. So a chapel there is not super valuable. So the functional population of Attican is 12. In Avier, it's also 12. Plus, Avier has Tina the Chosen. So it's producing a little bit more industry already. But Attican has a lot more territory. Yeah. Basically, Temple of the Earth's Core probably not actually potentially occurring. There's no chance. But the Canal Locks will still be useful for helping us pump out troops. Canal Locks are pretty good. I don't get them often enough. Verkal is going to lose population. That's not great. Let's fix that. How many people have to go on food? Okay. Remember, as our ownership level goes up, our approval will go up, and thus food production will go up. We'll be okay. We just have to not lose population in the short term here. Alright, let's see what it looks like. I'm at this point willing to truce with purple. We should probably try to negotiate that truce and see what we can get from them. Huh. Some sort of advanced necrophage naval maneuvers going on here. Okay, here come the diplomatic notifications. You dare to ally with an enemy? Hey, nothing I can do to you is treason. We are enemy empires. Vision and map embargo from Pink because we're not... Listen, we're not friends to that degree. Green is attacking us because we have an army in neutral territory. Downside of being at Cold War. Alright, let's, yeah, you guys get home and just chill out in this garrison. We'll deal with that combat in a second. For now, that combat has locked the, that area up and made it impossible for anybody to do anything, which I think is to our benefit. So let's have a look at the victory quest here. Is the end of Auriga coming near? Cracks begin to appear in the planet's crust, particularly in those places where ancient sites of the Endless were dug particularly deep. It is hard to say if it is the work of the Endless or of some greater spirit, but at 5 of the most affected sites, great beams of dust light illuminate the planet as far as the eye can see. Explorations of these locations show a vast network of tunnels, rooms, and storehouses. As your explorers investigate, they also seek to better understand this ever-stranger world on which they live. So we must search a ruin illuminated by a giant dust light with at least an army of 6 units of level 4, led by a hero of level 9. Alright, that is our pin. The victory quest has begun. Hero of level 9, huh? Nope, Zara's Bright Slash is only 8. Sorry, you're not even our... Okay, yes, our army hero is level 9. Cool. And all of our units are level 4 or higher, because we make units at higher than level 4. So, first things first, we have to run away from this army. We're going to lose 2 of our monks, 3 of our monks. This guy's not going to survive either, right? That's a shame, but we have more monks that we can fold in. All of our units are at least level 4. Yeah, obviously, like, to fight back here would be suicide. So what I really want to do is pop... What I really want to do, I guess, is completely swap out her units. Alright, let's have a quick look. Where are the ruins? I just have to search one of them. One of them is in my, in my territory, basically. And this thing is not showing me any of the other locations. That's annoying. In theory, this should teleport me to a bunch of the different spots. How obvious is it from this view? Okay, it's fairly obvious. Like, is there one over here? Maybe I can only tell if a ruin is dustlit from... Oh, no, I can see it no matter what. Okay, so one of them is way up there. There are 5 of them? I think the quest said. Yes, 5 of the most affected sites. So one... We know where the one is in our territory. There's one over here. So basically none of them spawned super near me. We're gonna have to get back in the water to get to any of them. None of them spawned on this continent. That's not true. There's one all the way up there. That's pretty inconvenient, yo. So yes, we need to... No, you know what we need to do is just move the hero. Yeah, these units are all level 5. What am I thinking? Nala Al-Jazar is over here now. And then we are moving over here. Okay. What do we get for this? Oh good, 35 blood crystal. Just what I always wanted. I don't know if this is going to spawn enemies or what. There's an opening to... Well, yep, it sure did. There's an opening to a deeper, darker ruin. A veritable fissure into the body of Mother Auriga herself. What it is and what it means can only be discovered the hard way. The mysteries of Auriga are as numerous as they are frustrating. This one is greater, however. Never before has the surface broken open to expose its core. To understand what has happened and why will require securing the area while you mount a well-equipped expedition for to do in-depth exploration and analysis. It is at least clear that the great underground labyrinths were more than just storehouses. Given the strange equipment and specimens, it seems that Auriga was at one time a warren of interconnected laboratories. Sadly, there is little time left to pursue these discoveries as more pressing problems arise. For one, minor factions in the affected regions are sure of a coming apocalypse, or catastrophe, or some sort of event that shamans describe with ever greater adjectives of horror and destruction. Whether they are correct or not, the tribes and peoples are up in arms against any and all armies. And you must find your own answers to this theoretical apocalypse. Is the planet cracking apart? Are the long-dead technologies of the Endless sending a final message? Or is the soul of the planet making you an offering? There are many interpretations. You must find your own truth. So, make sure there is no enemy army in the region Riwit at the end of 5 turns, including minor faction armies from Riwit. Well, alright, let's get started here. What I wouldn't give to have my extra action point back. Oh, right, the hero doesn't have an action point right now. So we could grab more initiative on her units. We could grab extra defense on her units. We could get an extra accessory slot on the hero. Plus attack. If we were going to grab an extra accessory slot, what would we put in it? We could give her personal improved life. Or an improved initiative trinket. What is the improved initiative trinket's actual value? Initiative boost 2 is +4 plus 10%. Well, I mean, that beats the heck out of 7. The question is, do we need more initiative more than we need more attack? I think the answer is no. Attack is very good. Alright, well, You know, these units have their action points, I believe. And these are just basic Justiciars. Can I pop out these 2 units? Yeah, they have their action point. Let's just kill these guys. Sure. Use the reinforcements. Why not? And then you can pop out some more of them. Do that. Now, I believe it is the case that another minor faction army, at least one more minor faction army, is going to spawn. So let's try to have our little armies here spread out throughout our region in such a way that we can definitely see everything. Okay. So we're dealing with that. We have to wait 5 turns now. Not exactly where I want to be at this point in the game. Now, where's the next most sensible ruin? There's a cluster over this way. Man, Pink has a lot of military units. Good ally. They make an okay friend. It's kind of funny how I always end up allied with the faction that I'm certain I'm going to have to wipe out at the beginning of the game. My brain is just not in diplomacy mode yet. I'm too used to the AI being functionally just obstacles rather than like actual players in the game. Alright, so we definitely want to get all of our units into our territory over here. But I'm not sure exactly how. Like, how many people do we want to put in this garrison? And, you know, we have some questions here to answer. Everybody at least get over the border. Alright, Green can no longer attack us without a proper war declaration. We should merge up a little bit here. I guess the 4 healthiest units merge in here. You just get in that garrison. Actually, let's merge. Okay, we'll leave 3 healthy units here. Merge them together. So now we have an 8-unit army here that is actually healthy and powerful. And can we pick up a military hero to lead them? Another Zarcha Atenal would not be a bad idea. Army defense boost 2. Oh, you're like level 5 and you have equipment and stuff. We already have both points of Keen Observer. Army damage boost 2. Yeah, that's not bad. I kind of like that. I kind of like picking up the one who's already level 5. It's a lot of dust, but again, our dust is not our primary concern at this point. Let's fix your gear up. You have some good decisions here, but not all of them are good. So first of all, obviously we can do a little bit better on the armor just by swapping to full dust gear. Actually, put on this hat. Do I want to use like Mithrite, maybe? 16 initiative, 18 defense, 15% life. Yeah, that's definitely a big upgrade. 1852. So it's a little bit more defense, but a little bit less life than the Watchman's Pelt. It also does not provide winter movement immunity. I actually really like the winter movement immunity, because it means that he doesn't slow down the monks in the army when winter hits. And then the helmet is this helm. 30 life, 20% attack, better than our other options. Actually, no, I like 20% damage quite a bit. Then let's get you equipped with a proper weapon here. Boy, his damage value still seems really low. And it is what it is, I guess. There's not really a ton I can do about it. Alright, and then I need... I'm not missing resource. Show obsolete. Here we go. Oh no, he naturally has army health boost. Yeah, there's a good reason that that was not equipped on him. Okay, so what do we want in this spot? We could equip anything made of mithrite. Army resistance boost, I don't believe is super good, right? Yeah, 4 defense, 6 initiative. So this could just be a personal health boost trinket, maybe? Or we could do initiative boost for the whole army. Yeah, alright. Well, he's as ready for war as he's getting. And then we have the money to hire another hero or two, because we have some ungoverned cities now. If we've decided we are just going to hold all 3 of the cities we've taken, it probably makes sense to have them properly governed. So who wants to come and do that? Science boost 1. Industry efficiency, dust boost and efficiency is pretty cool. Industry efficiency, I mean, it's never bad to have industry efficiency. Let's grab Ipsawacha. Put Ipsawacha in Verkal, I guess. Trying to hold this region, you know? And then we're going to equip you with some pretty basic stuff. I guess we can afford to do mithrite gear, though. You don't really need the winter immunity boost. Yeah, I still think that's better. I remembered this item being way worse than it actually is. Who knows where that memory was formed. Alright, we gotta be a little bit cautious with our higher tier resources. But we could definitely just, like, break wall and, like, Valiant Lightning or something. How about, like, what is the stats of a dust crossbow? 27 attack, 24 damage. Okay, yeah. It's definitely still better to use one of these. Although I guess I care about my titanium quite a bit. So we probably want to give him the quest item that is made of glass steel. And then definitely a Band of Merriment. I don't think any of the rest of these are super relevant, because we're going to have these people... I guess we haven't focused on Dust for right now, but that's just until the Rebellion ends. And then we're probably going to move them over to something a little bit more useful. So I don't know if it's worth spending the 9 glass steel on this when we do have buildings that require glass steel as well. And in fact, yeah, I'm just going to give him a dust crossbow. Stupid low-tier strategics being too valuable. Alright, that'll do for now. Hopefully we will never have to use his weaponry. I may as well buy that out. It's basically free. Okay. We all good? We are not all good. Suan has produced a monk, which should probably come over here and join us. Then it needs to begin to produce probably another monk, because honestly, still terrified that Green's going to declare war on me, and they suddenly have a lot of units running around. Alright. 5 turns. Fortunately, Rowit is a pretty small region. So it would be difficult, I think, for an enemy unit to spawn in here without us noticing. The really dangerous thing here, I suppose, is that Green might declare war on us, and then move their armies in and be difficult to get out. That is certainly a concern. We're close to another winter, which bodes better for us than it does for anyone else. Okay, there's the declaration of war from Green. I accept. Alright, we gotta do whatever we can do to make this happen. God, I wish the bar would never go off screen. Like, I can't tell how they feel about stuff. I need to put enough things on the table to get the bar visible so that I can begin to gauge the value of things. It looks like there is never going to be a visible bar. Okay, cool. So I guess we're just in the Hell War now forever with green. Okay, pink just started building the Temple of the Earth's core. Maybe pink will drag us to victory. Alright, so we got spies and stuff. Part of me is tempted to just ignore the potential for a science victory and go for Serum of Iteru to make me better at fighting green. But 22 turns is still... There are probably not 22 turns left. Well, there might be. I don't know. I think we're going after Serum, though. I don't think a science victory is at all a reasonable pursuit for us anymore. It's going to take way longer to win a science victory than it will to win the victory quest, I think. Really? Two negative searches, huh? Well, that sucks. Well, I don't know what to do with you now. I guess there's a ruin I didn't search over here. Okay, so... They're attacking Verkal with an army that is illegal. Not allowed for them to have. And it's lost. There's nothing we can do about it. Yeah, we have to at least give a real shot to finding a way out, to finding some kind of truce, because we lose the game if we have to keep fighting them, probably. They'll take Verkal and Hikime, and I'm like fine with that. It's not a big deal. Yeah, they have so much free stuff. They have so many free resources that they can just maintain armies well above their unit cap, despite the fact that this is incredibly expensive. Which tells me something real upfront about how this war is going to go. Okay, here's what we can do. We can do a retreat with this force. Have the hero plus these guys group back up, hit Brahma and take it, right? And then we can try to negotiate after he has lost a city to us, in the hopes that that will prompt him to feel a little bit more like he is losing the war. You retreat, there's no benefit in you fighting that. He has moved to here. These guys don't have an action point anymore, so they couldn't reinforce here. All of his stuff is in transit, so it won't be able to reinforce either, and we're super far away from his other city. This should be a pretty easy battle, actually. Sorry, siege. May as well put him under siege first. Okay, and then attack. There we go. Yep, completely trivial. Don't even need to watch it happen. Okay, now let's try to negotiate. Because now he's lost a city, and hopefully he'll be a little bit more willing to talk. Do any of these terms make the bar visible? Nope. This is my real concern here is that I'm never going to be able to tell whether I'm adding to or... Because all of these could be negative, right? It might be the case that all of those are just making him less likely to take the deal. We need to get the bar to a place where it's visible. Or like when you mouse over it, it could just show you the number that represents their... You know, this bar is obviously representing a value that's being held internally. And I would love to know what that value is. So if we put everything on the table... No, we can't even see the bar. Okay, hold on. Yeah, we offer him cities, right? Of course we do. Bruce, you can have a Hime and not Ruit, obviously. What do I not want? I don't want Verkal, but I probably can't. Probably that's not on the list. What with it being in battle? No, it totally is. Okay, and then here I'll put Brahma on the table here, and that'll allow us to at least see whether things are adding to or subtracting from his likelihood to take the deal. Okay, so he would actually like Alchemy Workshop. It's not a lot of approval, though. Okay, he wants my Mithrite. Wants my pearls. I might be willing to give him. If we get out of this war and he doesn't redeclare, we probably win the game. Right? So I think that's gotta be our focus here. What city is Brahma? Is Brahma a city that I actually would be okay with giving him? Yes, actually. Ikime, Verkal, and Brahma. We'll lose this and this in the war no matter what happens. And Brahma, we could hold, but it's like... It's fine. It's not a bad city. But we didn't have it at the beginning of the turn. Like, relative to the beginning of the turn, this is not a loss. This gets us out of the war, puts us in truce mode, so he can't mess with me anymore. I think this is worth doing. There's no way we could defend these no matter what. He said no. Well, I know war is your natural state, but the little bar was green. Alright, let me see if we can get there. Okay, so you and you and you... And some resources. What the... There's not another city I'd be willing to give him, right? The other cities that I have are actually, like, critical parts of my empire. We don't have enough units to take Trenwyn. If we end the turn without... Or sorry, if we don't get a deal right now, he's going to take Verkal from us, and then he's going to feel like he's winning the war, and it's going to be harder to get a deal. So it is pretty important that we figure this out. You know what I'm going to do here? I'm going to end the video here, and I'm going to fiddle around with this off camera, so that you guys don't have to watch me just click through the menu over and over again. I will figure it out. I will get us there. So that is going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. Come back next time to see if my I will get us there was overconfidence or not. Because it might be the case that he will not accept a deal. And if that happens, we might find ourselves having a difficult time here. And we'll see you then.